Thom Hartmann here on the news. You need to know this. Florida's Republican Governor Rick Scott had a few visitors yesterday. More than 100 protesters from the group Dream Defenders arrived at his office and said they weren't leaving until Governor Scott asks lawmakers to repeal the Stand Your Ground law in that state. In an interview with the Tampa Bay Times, one of the Dream Defenders said, "If the courts aren't going to deal with these issues, we have to call upon our elected officials to make changes." After the death of Trayvon Martin, Governor Scott called a special task force to review the law. However, they recommended that it stay in place. Protesters say they are not accepting that recommendation. The group vowed to stay in the governor's office overnight and may stay longer if Rick Scott refuses to address their concerns. Governor Scott was out of town during the protest, but his office issued a statement about George Zimmerman's acquittal, saying that the Martin family accepted the jury's verdict and, quote, "The governor appreciates the service of the 6 women on the jury who did their duty as part of our country's judicial process," end quote. Regarding the Stand Your Ground law, the governor's office said, quote, "The task force listened to Floridians across the state, heard their viewpoints and expert opinion on this law. The task force recommended that the law should not be overturned, and Governor Scott agrees." Florida's Dream Defenders and other Stand Your Ground opponents disagree, and they're not giving up on the fight to repeal this unjust law in their state. In screwed news, Republicans in North Carolina are not satisfied with only screwing over women and the unemployed. They now want to make life harder for poor people in their state as well. Yesterday, after less than half an hour of debate, Republicans in the North Carolina House of Representatives passed legislation which will raise taxes on the bottom 80% of income earners and give those who earn over $1 million at least a $10,000 annual tax cut. The measure also cut North Carolina's corporate tax rate and eliminated the estate tax, which will directly benefit top income earners in that state. Yet, Republican lawmakers voted to end North Carolina's August sales tax holiday weekend, which helps parents get kids ready for school, and they eliminated a tax holiday in November meant to help low-income residents afford energy-efficient appliances. As if these changes were not bad enough, North Carolina Republicans want to cut corporate taxes even more in the coming years if tax revenues grow at a, quote, strong enough clip. According to the Think Progress blog, the bill represents the most regressive changes to North Carolina's tax code in 80 years. North Carolina residents say that this is just more of the same from the extreme right-wing lawmakers in their state. This is sure to be a topic during the coming Moral Mondays protest. In the best of the rest of the news, anger over government surveillance is creating some strange alliances. Almost 24 groups have signed on to a lawsuit against the NSA, and they represent a wide range of the political spectrum. Plaintiffs in the case include progressive groups like Greenpeace and Human Rights Watch, and far-right groups like Cal Guns and a major firearms manufacturer. The lawsuit was brought by the Electronic Frontier Foundation, and it has brought together a coalition of parties who are typically on opposite sides of almost every issue. This diverse group of plaintiffs paints a clear picture of how the majority of people in our nation feel about our government spying on us, regardless of where they stand on politics. We may be staunchly divided on many issues, but when it comes to privacy and the Fourth Amendment, there's strong evidence that Americans of all political stripes will stand together to protect our Fourth Amendment rights. Legendary musician Stevie Wonder is standing up to Stand Your Ground and Shoot First laws. During the concert over the weekend, he made a pledge to his audience that he will not perform in states that have such shoot first laws on the books. Stevie said, "For the gift that God has given me and for whatever I mean, I decided today that until the Stand Your Ground law is abolished in Florida, I will never perform there again. As a matter of fact, wherever I find that law exists, I will not perform." And he called on his audience to get involved to change these laws. He said, "What we can do is we can let our voices be heard, and we can vote in our various countries throughout the world for change and for equality for everybody." After his statement, the crowd erupted in cheers and applause. As those who are working to end Stand Your Ground, Shoot First laws say, we each may be only one person, but together we can fight for change. And finally, since July 4th, 2-year-old Hazel Hammersley has been stuck in an L.A. children's hospital getting chemotherapy to fight her cancer. In an effort to lift her spirits, Hazel's mother and grandmother spelled out send pizza in medical tape on her hospital room window. The pair said they were just being silly and trying to make Hazel smile, so they were quite surprised when 30 pizzas showed up. Apparently, a Reddit user saw the message and posted a picture of it online. After a couple days, the picture went viral and pizzas started flooding into the children's cancer ward at the hospital. Staff and children celebrated by playing music and having a pizza party. However, they keep getting so many pizzas that they posted a message online to ask people to stop sending them. Thank you message on the hospital's blog reads, "You've made a little girl very happy, but no more pizza is needed." Apparently, Reddit users liked the story so much that now they're sending pizza to children's hospitals all around the country. And that's the way it is today, Wednesday, July 17th, 2013. I'm Thom Hartmann on the news.